y'all, come on in. Hey, welcome back. Well, I got the chicken. Oh, I touched my hair. I got the chicken back here in the crock pot of cooking. And, I thought, well, I got these bananas going bad. So, we're going to make some banana bread. And my family loves banana bread. But not only that, it keeps you from having to waste those bananas that you get from the grocery store that kind of turn brown before you can get them down. So, I'm going to use Grandma's recipe as usual. So let's get this going. Well, first off, let's read off the ingredients. Y'all ready? First, I need 4 ripe bananas, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half teaspoon of salt. You gotta add salt, y'all. 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. Now I do 2. I don't do 1.5. I do 2, maybe 2.5, because I like cinnamon. 3/4 cup brown sugar, 8 tablespoons of butter or 1 stick, and you want that melted, so it's back there in the pot. 3 eggs are beaten, 2.5 teaspoons of vanilla, and 1/2 cup of buttermilk. Well, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I don't buy buttermilk, cause we don't use a lot of milk products. So I buy this stuff, which I keep in my pantry. That's pretty good stuff. But you can add this to water, but I add this to milk because I want the nutrients. Now also in my recipe, I put 2 tablespoons of flaxseed, because you know you got to get good gut health going on. You know, you got to make a number 2. You know what I mean? I had the gastric sleeve back in 2018, so my guts ain't like they should be. And then we found out I had gastroparesis. What a shocker all that was. Now if I can get my camera thing to turn down. Now I don't know if y'all can see my mixer. Nope, gotta move you in closer. Oh, let's move this stool out of the way. That just gets on my nerve anyway. So we're gonna put you right here. I hope y'all can see. So I got my egg thing in my mixer. So I'm gonna turn that on. And I'm gonna add all my wet ingredients first. Now somebody gonna say, well, you should add it one egg at a time. Why? I'm gonna let it bake for a minute. I got my 1 stick of butter right here. It's not hot no more, so I can just add it in there. And make sure you have 2 baking pans greased and floured. Now here is my 2.5 teaspoon vanilla. I told y'all I'd do it, but I do it different. And it calls for 1/2 teaspoon lemon juice. I think it's 1/2 teaspoon. Let me double check. No, it's 1 teaspoon lemon juice. Okay. Then I got my 1/2 cup of buttermilk. And yeah, I write everything down because if I don't, I forget it. You know, they say anybody that can read can cook. Well, you can, but you gotta make it with love. So I'm gonna have my 1.5 cup buttermilk in there. I'm sorry, it's a 1/2 cup. I didn't mean 1.5, I mean a 1/2 cup. Y'all, I got one brain cell, she on life support. So I'm gonna turn this up here for a second and let this get mixed in here real good. I'm gonna beat those eggs. gonna beat those eggs like when Daddy took us to the woodshed and gave us a whooping. Okay. Now, I don't call for flaxseed, but I'm adding flaxseed up in here, y'all. Because we gotta have good gut health. Okay. This is a teaspoon of baking powder, teaspoon of baking soda. Yeah. And a half teaspoon of pink Himalayan, however you say that salt. Himalayan. Now, it calls for 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. No, 1.5 teaspoons. I put 2 teaspoons. I do it a little different because I like it a little different. I mean, it's grandma's recipe basically, but you want your bananas as dark as you can get them. The darker the banana, the better it is. And you got to peel those darn things from... You know, I learned how to peel a banana by watching a monkey at the zoo peel it. I figured, well, if that zoo monkey knows how to peel a banana, because that's what they say they eat a lot of, that's how I'm going to start peeling mine. And I do that, and it takes all those little green things out of there. Oh. She dark. The banana's white. Now, would I eat a brown banana? No, I like green bananas. So that's why I make a lot of this. Because I prefer a green banana. Now see that piece right there? I'm not going to use her at all. Because she's too dark for me. But that's why I use 4 bananas instead of 3. Now this one is a ripe banana. It got a little green on it. But that's okay. But that's how you peel banana. I figure if the monkeys know how to do it, I should know how to do it too. Now I'm doing this in little spurts because it's a greener banana. And I got this little towel here I wipe my hands off on. It's got a bleach on it. So then it asks for 3/4 cup brown sugar. I didn't get my spoon out. So let me get me a big tablespoon. Funny thing, when I was a kid, my daddy got a deer. Well, my mom and my dad, and I can't remember who else, slaughtered that deer on our kitchen table. Well, me being a young kid, I was like, oh mama, I want to see what the brain looks like. Well, she got a big old spoon like this, cracked open the brain and pulled it out. Well, lo and behold, I was 7, 8 years old, and to this day, I won't eat with a big old spoon because it takes me back to that day. And I just can't do it, y'all. I can't do it. It's just, I don't know, it's that memory. It's like opening the refrigerator door one day and the freezer door at home, and Daddy slaughtered our pet pig Wilbur. Well, there's Wilbur's face right in the freezer. Well, and then they wonder why I become a vegetarian. Well, that's why. But growing up poor, you know, you ate what was on the table. And we had to eat. I mean, as kids, you make pets out of animals and stuff. But you know, you don't think about it, but I'm just gonna let that thing drip right there. I'm gonna put that thing right there, cause I gotta do my flour. Now, I aerate my flour for a reason. I put bay leaves up in my flour, cause I store my flour long term, and I store it in my pantry downstairs. Well, when I want flour, I have Mr. D go get it. And he fills up my container back here. So I sift my flour to make sure, one, there's no bugs or anything in it. But two, to make sure I don't get that bay leaf in it. Because ain't nobody want that bay leaf in flour. I guess unless you're making a recipe. So I'm going to lock that back in. We're going to put her on low. So as she's cooking, Mr. D tightened this thing too tight on me. I can't maneuver it like I should. But here's how I store my flour upstairs. So my upstairs is just a pantry. That's all it is. It's about the same as the downstairs pantry. And if y'all want to see my upstairs pantry, comment and let me know if you want to see my pantry. Now this is getting real thick here. And that's what you want. You want it thick. And you gotta make sure you wipe down the sides. Because you know, I usually have a paddle thingamajiggy I use on it. But I can't find it. I gotta order me another one. I can't find it. I think Mr. D hid it from me. Because he says I bake too much. He's on a diet. Well, I'm not on a diet because the first three letters in diet is die. And if I'm going to die, I'm going to die happy. Yes, ma'am. Oh, that stuff's thicker than a Snicker. Look at that. And we ain't even put the nuts or the cranberries. See, I use cranberries. Some people use raisins. I use cranberry. So, let me put this back here in this pan. That way it's still clean, but... So, I got about a cup here of cranberries. I'm going to dump those in there. And Mr. D likes walnuts. Well, I don't prefer walnuts, but he likes them, so I put them in a bag and I crush them. I don't crush them, but I chop them. Well, I don't chop them because chopping consists of that I would use the knife. And I don't. So I don't chop them, I beat them up. I put them in the bag and then I take a mason jar and I knock the crap out of that thing until it's all broke up. So as you can see here, if you can see in my little thing, it's starting to get real thick in there. So I'm going to turn it up because I want them nuts and them raisins or cranberries. Lord, I ain't got a brain cell. I told you I had one brain cell and last support. I want them nuts and them cranberries to mix up in there good. Oh, I got to. Duh, bro. I duh myself a lot, y'all. So if y'all say duh to me, I say duh to myself. So, we're going to do that. Get this out of yonder. Now, as you can see, I have 2 prepared baking sheets. Now, typically, I like to take these things, but I want to make sure that this is off the sides. I can't remember if this makes 2 or 3, but if it makes 3, I'll get another one out. So typically, I want them even. That way they cook at the same time. So I got this little plastic scoopy thing. And I'm going to put 1 in here. Well, I'm going to do 2 in each because I know it's a good 2 already. So there's 2 in that one. Good morning, Miss Sophia. Sophia decided to come in from outside. She must have got hot. If y'all don't know Sophia, she's my golden doodle. That's my baby. The only baby I'm having. You know, you know she's the family baby when people even buy her Christmas presents. Now I could have probably done one. If it was a bigger pan, this would have made one. But I don't have big baking pans because me and Mr. D don't eat a lot of stuff. And I share with Miss Gracie. Well, y'all hear me talk about Miss Gracie a lot. Well, she's my neighbor, and she's been my neighbor for 30 years. Her and her husband, who passed away, bless his soul. He was a good man. So, I got those in there. But Miss Gracie's my neighbor. She's kind of like my city mama because if anything happens, she calls me. If she needs anything, she calls me. If I need anything, because y'all know I don't drive, but if she's going to the grocery store, she'll call me and ask me, Ro, you need anything from the grocery store? And usually I don't. 99.9% of the time I don't. And we're going to do that with them. And we're going to put those in a 325 oven. That's preheated. Lord, didn't I write the... Oh, Lord help me, I didn't write it down. Oh, 1 hour and 10 minutes. Oh, Lord, that take a long time, don't it? So we got to set this alarm back here. So 70 minutes. Okay. Got to always wipe down your area because you don't want to be dirty. But Miss Gracie has been my neighbor for 30 years. We've been through a lot, and when COVID hit, if we had to go grocery store, we got her whatever she needed. But we didn't have to go to the grocery store because I had everything in my pantry. I think the main thing that we had to go to the grocery store over was probably 7 months after COVID hit. Oh, I ain't supposed to say that word, am I? Oh, they'll flag me. We didn't go to the grocery store. But if she go to the grocery store, she asked me. And then, when the big C hit, I didn't want her to get out and about because she's an elderly lady with, a lot of, medical things because she's a senior. But we'd make sure she had what she needed. And luckily we ate in my pantry. So I didn't have to go to the grocery store for a good 7, 8 months. And then when we did go, all I needed was milk. That's all I needed was milk. Because I saved canned milk. And if y'all have canned goods, don't pay attention to that date on that canned goods. The things last forever. Do you know how they're processed and sealed? As long as that can ain't rusted or you open it and it smells good and it tastes good, eat it. People say, oh, but. No, that canned good that is canned at the grocery store is canned under such high temperatures it kills anything. But, yeah, that's my Miss Gracie. So I'll be back, y'all, when this banana bread's done. I'm thinking to be about that thick. But that's okay, because you just need a little piece. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of powdered sugars. I'm going to go across the top a little bit, because that will melt down in there. Matter of fact, y'all know what? We're going to make an icing real quick. I'm going to grab me a little milk. don't take much. I'm going to grab about 1/4 of the cup of powdered sugar. We're going to make a glaze to go over top of this. And that should be too much milk for you. You can always add more sugar. Because I prefer a thicker glaze. And see how it's thickening up. Let's add a little bit more sugar. You can always add a little bit more. But it's harder to, when you add more milk, if you add too much milk. We'll add a little bit more sugar. We're only doing it like a tablespoon at a time. Because we don't want it too thick, but we don't want it too thin, if that makes sense. And that looks about the right size that I want. So I'm going to come across here. So we're just going to go across the top a little bit. Make sure you get all your corners. Everybody wants a little bit of this when it comes down to it. Get down your side real good. Now you can take your spoon, you can go over it if you want. But you see that powdered sugar that I had on there? It's just going to blend in with that other. Some people might say, oh, I did it wrong. I don't care. You know what? I did it my way. So if y'all enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have yet subscribed to our channel, please do so. We like having new people. You know what? Do it this way. Now I'm not going to cut into this because, like I said, one of these is going to church with Miss Gracie. So on that note, let's get y'all down here. On that note, y'all have a great day. God bless. And remember, always say your prayers. Either pray for your enemies. Because at the end of the day, you always put God first. You put God, then your spouse, then your family, then your friends. And you want to be thankful. You want to be thankful for waking up this morning. Because some people didn't get woke up and some families mourning the passing. Now I look at death differently, especially if I know they're saved. Because I look at it like, I'm not saying goodbye. Because I'm a Christian. I'm saying, I'll see you later. But we have these younger, I don't know, generational people. I don't know if they'd be younger or older or middle or what. But you have these people who have yet taken Christ as their Savior. Well, at the end of the day, you can talk to them about it, but that's their own personal journey with God. And I mourn for a lot of people. I don't mourn as some would, but I feel my mourning is like a sad feeling to know that someone passed who didn't know Christ. I had a family member who didn't know Christ. And they passed. And then they come to me saying they're in total darkness and they needed my help. Well, once you've passed, I can't help you. And I cried, but I had to tell them I can't help them. They need to go where they belong. And that's hard to deal with. Death isn't hard to deal with for me. I worked hospice. I worked in nursing homes. I worked with senior citizens. And I loved my job. But more than my job was talking to the people. Because on hospice, they are in their final days. It's not... Hospice takes you in 6 months before they think you're going to pass. So at the end of the day, you got to pray. You got to pray for one another. Pray for yourself. And even pray for your enemies. Now, without saying much, I had somebody that I knew when I was a teenager and a young person, and stuff happened, and we went on our separate ways because I don't deal with bullies. And to me, if you're trying to bully somebody or harass their family or anything like that, you're not a good person. You gotta love one another as Christ loved you. I don't care what somebody does. I don't care if they're pink with purple polka dots tattooed from head to toe. I don't care if they're gay, straight, whatever the alphabetical order they want to go with. I don't care. Because their relationship with God is their relationship with God. But I'm going to try to lead them to God. I'm going to try to lead them to Christ. And we all sin differently every day. So, I don't judge people. It's not my place to judge. That's God's place. He said, judge not, for ye shall be judged. But when that person passed, I knew they passed because they came to me and asked me forgiveness. They were saved. But even when we die and we're saved, sometimes we had to fix problems that we had in our lifetime growing up or doing things that we shouldn't have done. And I forgave them. Why? I forgave them years ago. But I didn't tell them I forgave them. But I had to forgive them to be at peace with myself. See, when you hold a grudge or you hold in hate for somebody else, that's not hurting them. That's hurting you. So no matter what somebody does to you, you got to forgive them. Let go and let God take care of it. And on that note, y'all, have a great day. God bless. And if you want to make this recipe, make it. And if you want me to make a different recipe, put it in the comments. I'll make it. I like new recipes. But tonight we're having barbecue chicken. And I got the chicken in the crock pot and we're going to pull it apart on video. Now when I put a video out, I put 2 or 3 out at the same time on the same day. So, at the end of the day, love one another. And always, always, always put God first. On that note, y'all have a great day. Bye, y'all. As Mr. G says, see you later.